Good morning, everybody. My name is Robert Kajić. I am representative of Austria Card, I believe, for 11 countries, and Croatia is one of the 11 countries that I'm representing, my company, Austria Card. Every year we have a discussion with Mr. Ante, what will be the title of my presentation. So as you can see, Opatija 2013, Austria Card presentation. So for the next year, it will be the same except 2014. So we clear the title for the next year. Okay, Ante? So, let's start. I'll talk about a little bit about Austria Card, who we are, how good we are. We will drag a little bit about it. What is our position on the market? Then I will talk a little bit about available new technologies. Display cards, NFC, and PIN by SMS. In my presentation, you are absolutely free to stop me whenever or whatever, and despite the panel discussion that we will have afterwards, you can stop me and ask me any kind of question if it's not too deep technologically, all right? And for the end, I will just put it what is necessary, what will prevail in future, in the sense that this will be like a smash ball for a panel discussion, and who, what, why, where, and what we believe that will prevail regarding technology approach. So this is who we are. Some figures are getting bigger and bigger. The most interesting thing is this employees. You know, this is fluctuating plus minus 10% always. But there's a recession going up, employees are normally going down, despite of turnover, which is going up. One of the things where Austria Card is brilliant, if I can say like that, is the position, because it's in the heart of the Europe, and we are quite close to every single part of the European Union from every aspect. This is our operational range. Of course, it's not a gray one, it's a red one. Okay. So this is more or less where we are located and where the most of our incomes are coming from. So complete EMV projects, I mean, this is green. We did so far more than 250 million EMV cards. Dual interface card projects. I mean, with this slide, it's one information is absolutely interesting. Right now, in the production, from 100% that we produce, more than 50% are dual interface cards. So you can see, you know, we have been discussing here in Opatija for several years. The contactless will come. It's here. It's over the corner, but it's really happening. If you compare that with NFC, let's see. I mean, NFC is behind the corner, but I have never seen such a big corner in my life. But okay, let's see. So, okay, let's talk about a little bit new technologies. Okay. I just, from the variety of choices, I just took display cards, NFC, and PIN by SMS. I deliberately did this kind of a choice because display cards are happening on our market. NFC is not happening on our market, and PIN is happening on our market. So, just that you have the feeling what is there and what could be there if. So display cards, you can get it from both payment organizations, from MasterCard, from Visa. Visa Code Secure and MasterCard Payment display cards. So you have two choices, two types. One is just with the one single button, and you have one with multi-button. The card which is happening on our market, I believe that Igor Strejčik will have the presentation tomorrow, is really state-of-the-art technology, which is happening here for first time in whole world, basically. And it's not only that it's a contact payment, it's contactless payment, it's internet authentication, but I don't want to take too much juice out of his presentation tomorrow. But I mean, the display card in general, it's having a balance, a transaction log, and messaging. So each is it a single button or multi-button. But I believe that you will find out tomorrow from his presentation all the details about the product. I mean, general principle is quite simple. It's looking like that. I mean, it's like a card reader, more or less, but everything is happening with the card. You don't need additional hardware to do that. There are some advantages with that product. Disadvantages, like with every other product, but let's put it like that. It's very practical. It's absolutely friendly, useful. I mean, it's replacing most of the stuff. You know, most of you are using internet banking, so you always think, where is my reader, where is my additional card, where is this, where is that. All of this stuff can be basically replaced with just one single card. You're absolutely different from your competition. Whenever I'm talking from somebody from marketing department, it's always, can we please some kind of distinguishment, or can we do something that is putting us in a different perspective from our competitors? I think this is absolutely it. This is one of those products which can do that. Disadvantages. You know, from technological point of view, it's a dream product. Every IT guy is dreaming about a product like that. But on the other side, on the other hand, there are a lot of baby diseases in the beginning which have to be prevailed. You have many companies or many participants which are involved in such a project. And when many participants are involved, you always find out some baby diseases in the beginning which have to be overcome. And it's not that easy. Payment organizations were pushing that project. And unfortunately, I don't see my friend Laszlo here. They were pushing that project to have such a nice reference on the market. Okay. But we know many products that MasterCard, for example, was pushing, like MC Square or things like that, which basically were big problems in implementation of that. So to put a conclusion, very, very cool gadget, really cool, very innovative. It's not easy if you're doing this project with many partners. And basically only the winners are ready to take a chance or to risk on the market. That's why they need to get all the applause on the end of the stage. Okay, a little bit about NFC. Since we are talking about NFC, I think 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, I don't know. Every year is the same. It's coming up. It's almost there. It's behind the corner. Nobody saw such a big corner. Nobody saw so many pilots in the life. I mean, so many pilots, and I haven't seen one plane. Literally speaking, I don't know how to approach a subject. From one side, I have to be the guy who is selling NFC. It's cool. It's really excellent. From the other side, reality is completely different. You have a cake, which is 100%, and for that cake, you have a battle right now between the MNOs, I mean telecoms from one side, and the banks on the other side. And as it looks like right now, nobody would like to step and make some sort of compromise. So let's see what will prevail. I have some sentences on the end of my presentation which basically leads to the panel discussion afterwards. It will open discussion. There are many contras or even a lot of pros, but let's see. It's a cool gadget again, but let's see how it will be on the market. I will be very fast. I'll talk about a little bit about ecosystem, secure element, TSM, and the flow. How does it work? So basically, NFC ecosystem looks like that. It's very simple if you look at it like that. Okay. The thing is that TSM is in the middle. You have from one side the service providers, issuing banks, MNOs, and you have secure element, which is supposed to be connection part for all of that, and TSM, who is doing the job for everybody. And now the catch is, you know, from the wood, from the forest, it's very hard to recognize the wood. Why? Because now everybody is offering TSM. Even the guys and the companies who never ever had anything to do with the card personalization. Nothing. But on the market, you can find they're offering TSM. So let's see what will happen on the end of the day. Secure element. Okay, it was an issue. I believe after, I don't know if this is already official or not, but MasterCard and Visa basically did with Intel some arrangement. And I personally believe that a SIM-centric solution will prevail in the future. Of course, there are some alternatives. It can be embedded security, which mean additional chip inside, or it can be external, like in a memory slot, or even the hardware which is putting on your mobile phones. But this is also a question, everybody's waiting new iPhone 6, 16, 17, I don't know how many iPhones we are waiting to be NFC ready for the market. They are not coming. On the other hand, you have Samsung ready, I don't know how many years, but nothing happening again. Okay, let's see. I don't want to sound like a cynical English gentleman, but let's put that the future of NFC, of course, is there. It will happen, but unfortunately, we don't know when. TSM, like I said, it's in the middle of the whole story. Without TSM, unfortunately, it can be done. It's not that it can't be done, but I don't think that the approach without TSM will make any life easier for anybody involved in that. So how actually the mobile payment flow looks like? I think this is a very nice picture. You can actually see everything from here. I deliberately choose slides which are as simple as possible, so that we don't get in this really detailed presentations, because then I would need 2 of my slots for presentation. PIN by SMS. This is a cool gadget. This is one of the rare toys, if I can say, that is really saving some money. Of course, you cannot replace 100% of your pins, because this is not likely that will happen. But even though, if you manage to do more than 40%, you will see significant cost saving on the end of the day. It's quite simple. It's working. It's positioned in several countries, and it's really looking cool. Maybe security, of course, it's not that complicated, but maybe after you see this. Yes. Okay. Okay. Okay, please go back. Okay. This is quite complicated, and don't be afraid. It's. I mean, if you look at this kind of a flow, you think it's really something amazing, but it's really not. All right. To put it in a real perspective, it looks like that. So in real life, your client is getting a carrier. The carrier is below, underneath. It's a mask, where every time this blank positions are differently placed. And your client is getting, like, we call it sausage of several numbers, like 10, 11, 12. And basically, he, from this sausage, has to extract these numbers where the blank position is on the carrier, and this is the pin. So if anybody else see the sausage, can't do anything with this. And he is getting the pin, and basically it's a quite simple way, and it's working fine. So don't be terrified or scared with the slide before. Okay. Of course, there are types of SMSs. If it's successful, if it's not successful, then you are creating how many times would you like to have a trial if it's not successful and things like that. But more or less, it's a very open approach, and you are moderating, complete picture in the way you would like it, in the way the security, you have expectations in the way that security would be high, low, medium, whatever you like. It's quite flexible system. Okay. So what will prevail in the future? I like this. I mean, should the big companies eat the small companies? Will the small companies be better because they're more flexible? Is the local agent going to be the decisive fact on the market? I don't know. But regarding the technology, I borrowed 2 slides from Visa. They were so kind and gave me that without any additional money that I had to pay. But, I mean, look at these 4 bubbles. You will be surprised how things are really now changing. Now I have to say something really positive for the NFC in general and the mobile payment overall. 70% of smartphone penetrations, plus 40 to 50% up to 2015. But for me, the most scariest information from here is the last one, that the price of 1 megabyte by 2015 will fall down to 1 single cent, according to the forecast. It will be minus 4.6,000%. So if you have 1 megabyte cost that much, whole of our virtual world will look completely different. And this slide was one of the slides that I really said, oh, okay, something is really happening. But if you have some doubts that this will happen, look at the next one, please. Look at the money in last several time period that was invested in a payment industry. Please just look at these figures. For example, Samsung, $8.2 billion. So if you have any doubts, is NFC going to happen? Is the mobile solution going to happen? It doesn't have to be necessarily NFC. I'm telling you that after these figures, I don't think that you will have any question about it. By the way, thank you, Visa. So, what will prevail? You know, several, 4 years ago, when NFC was really becoming a hot topic, I was starting to scared for my job position. I said, okay, Robert, you're selling cards, you're selling some sort of technology. Well, come on. You know, mobile phone, maybe they will slip away, just like that, over the night. I mean, look, you remember VHS, you know, this VCRs, these video recorders and plates, and maybe you will be, you know, technology like that. But as the time was passing by, I was more and more secure that I will not lose my job. What I see and how I see NFC, this will be additional payment channel. In what percent, it's really up to the state's technology infrastructure. A lot of questions which is coming out of that. Should MNOs prevail in the discussion with banks? Can banks really make a compromise with MNOs? I don't know. As far as I saw, so far it's really a gray zone. I don't know if you've seen the last technological fairs that were happening, I don't know, Monte Carlo and Nizza and things like that. Now the coolest gadget is not any longer mobile phone. Actually, it's a watch. So what will happen in the future? Let's see. Is it going to be I don't know, Google Wallet, iZettle, PayPal, maybe with some additional solution? We really don't know. But I mean, the most important thing is that we all know and we all talk the level and the language that we all understand. So, I mean, this is the name of the game. Thank you so much. I'm open for all your questions. Thank you.